Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Wild like an animal.
I was about to be like, is this a Marvel Tales? No, kids, it's an X-Men Classics. It could be anywhere, basically. Yes. Welcome back. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, our beast man. It is Justin.
The gray beast today.
Oh,
and we've got some special air guitar today.
Yes. Fingering down there, it is Russell.
Hey, woo! Griffin. Welcome, Russell, for the first time on X-Men Classics.
Griffin stand, of course.
Yes, I'm happy to be with all the muties now.
Yes, we love it.
So yes, kids, we're looking for a tale worthy of the Halloween season. So we figured, yes, why don't we? And again, a famous one. It would have lasting repercussions to this day. Is the story of how Hank McCoy grew his fur.
Yep.
how Hank McCoy hit that puberty finally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have needed an excuse to read this for so long.
You were talking about this earlier in the year, weren't you, Russell?
I was, yeah. I was trying to track these down, and I was telling Phil that they're not cheap. They're not cheap. But
no.
Yeah. You know what's funny? And I got it for a good price. I mean, it wasn't in the best shape, but there's an Avengers issue. It's like right before, it's like the 1 or 2 before Beast joins the Avengers. It's a reprint. It's not even an Avengers book. Was it the 2nd or 3rd issue we're going to cover tonight? It's one where he fights Iron Man.
Oh,
okay.
They just
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
It's so random. Yeah.
And that was for an Avengers issue. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of weird stuff going on in the 70s.
Because Beast was about to join the Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah. They wanted to give up a precursor to that.
Well, and this kind of kicks off like the Beast explosion where, like you guys said, he was on the Avengers and the Defenders in the 80s. Is Beast the only person to be an X-Man, a Defender, and an Avenger?
I guess kind of Namor could fall into that classification because he's been with the X-Men unofficially.
Yeah.
And of course, kids, the answer is always Namor, isn't it?
Well, you know, my favorite biscuit. You could say that he's on my mind a bit.
You are always on my mind. You're always on my mind.
Oh, just wait till November on Marvel Tales, kids, for Justin's birthday month. It's gonna be all Namor all the time.
Yes.
Oh,
Namor November.
So, kids,
I was just gonna say I can already tell Justin's gonna fail No Nut November already.
I never take part in that. That's nonsense.
I was gonna say that answers that age-old question. Yes, can a man attain an erection for an entire month? Yes, he can.
Absolutely.
Well, you're supposed to go to the hospital if it lasts longer than 4 hours. So if it lasts a whole month, I can't imagine what they would even think.
Did you take a Viagra, sir? No, I was reading some Namor.
John burned Namor, especially. Come on.
I got these epic collections in the mail.
Exactly.
The pages are sticking together.
There's one that just came out.
I got this epic collection. Now I have a epic heart on.
Justin's manifestation of hell would be he's trapped alone in a room with Namor, but it's the Golden Age Namor.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say he's stuck in a room with just pictures of nude Namor, but he has no hands. That's his hell.
I have no hands and I must scream.
All right, so shall we get to some issues here?
Yes, let's talk some Beast.
Enough of Justin's raging hard on. Yes, let's get to some issues.
Yeah.
All right, and we have some synopses, and
Oh, nice. Love that.
but don't expect any don't expect everything to be wrapped up in these issues.
Oh no, certainly not.
Don't expect grammatical accuracy in the synopsis either.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right. So yes, it begins in Amazing Adventures number 11 from March 1972. The Beast. Writer Jerry. Oh, writer. Okay. Yes, known for many famous storylines, including the death of Gwen Stacy, and friend of this show, Mr. Jerry Conway.
This is Jerry Conway, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Penciler Tom Sutton, inker Sid Shores, letterer Sam Rosen, and editor, well, who do you think it is, kids? It's Stan the Manly.
Excelsior!
Nighttime at the brand, picture this. Nighttime at the Brand Corporation. A gray-furred beast wanders about outside the genetic research lab, stalking one of the security guards on duty. When the guard breaks into the lab, the beast attacks him. However, they alert the attention of soldiers on location when the guard tries to shoot the beast. When the guard is gunned down by the soldiers, a mortified beast returns to his lab to find that he is running late. Attempting to use a device to restore himself to human form, he realizes that the process that has turned him into a hirsute beast is irreversible. As the beast rampages through his lab, we learn that he is really Hank McCoy, formerly of the X-Men, now more of a beast in appearance than name. So, yes, kids.
Wild like an animal.
Yes, absolutely.
The beast reflects back to the day that he left the X-Men to accept the position as a genetic researcher for the Brand Corporation. Needing to be in the city by the next morning, Beast packs his bags and bids his fellow X-Men farewell. Arriving at the Brand Corporation headquarters, Hank meets with his new boss, Mr. Grant, before being introduced to Linda Donaldson, his assistant, who shows him around and introduces him to Carl Maddox, whom Beast will be working together. Right off the bat, Linda takes a keen interest in Hank, while Maddox expresses his dislike of Hank, feeling that he doesn't need a partner to work with. Sparks fly with Linda, who goes out with Hank for a night on the town and a romantic interlude on the beach. No, I said hand me the buoys. Returning home, Hank is really excited to have the attention of a beautiful woman. And two out of three panelists here will say, yes, that is, yes. Putting on his beast costume, Hank decides, Hank decides to go out and, his X-Men costume, decides to go out and expend all his energy, because blue balls, kids. Meanwhile, with Maddox, things with Maddox continue to strain as Hank continues his own work and asks Maddox to leave while he focuses on his work, an action that Carl vows Hank will come to regret. After tooling away in his lab, Hank comes up with a breakthrough, managing to extract the chemical cause of mutation. Wanting to tell Mr. Grant the good news, Hank stops when he overhears Maddox on the phone to someone named Agent 9. Realizing that Maddox is working for some evil force hoping to steal his work, Hank decides to do something about the situation. However, believing that operating in his beast costume would make for an easy connection between Hank McCoy and his alter ego, all of a sudden, Hank decides to take the chemical extract and mutate himself further that he is unrecognized, hoping that he can create an antidote later. Drinking the chemical compound, Hank mutates into a furry beast with enhanced strength and abilities. These were the events that led to Hank's stalking of the security guard. With his recollection over, Hank realizes that he is trapped in his hairy form forever. Furious, the Beast goes back out into the night, seeking out the one man that he holds responsible for his current sick condition, Maddox. Maddox has been arrested by the military guards, the security guard having spilled the whole story before being gunned down. Give a big whole monologue as he bled out.
As you do. As you do.
Yeah, totally.
Are you dead yet? No, not yet. The beast bursts into the room and furiously attacks Maddox. When the soldiers attempt to stop the beast, Hank easily defeats them, even though they succeed in shooting him a number of times to no avail. Throwing the soldiers aside, Hank grabs Carl by the throat and attempts to choke him to death, but stops short of killing him, unable to intentionally take a human life. Realizing that he has nobody else to blame but himself, Hank then jumps out a nearby window and back out into the night. Into the night! Reviving, Maddox is held at gunpoint by Linda, who is also an agent for the organization that Maddox works for. She shoots Carl dead for his failure and walks out of the room.
Number 9? A number 9?
9? The woman killed him for his failure. So, yes, the Lilith Hellfire method.
That's right. Instant execution.
All right. Thoughts?
Go ahead, Russell.
I loved it. Especially like the Tom Sutton art. You know, Tom Sutton, we've seen him work in like the magazines and also Werewolf by Night. So he's used to drawing monsters. I liked that this was, because we're still in like the horror boom of Marvel, but this isn't really a horror book. It's just kind of like a, you know, it's a science fiction superhero book, but with a little tinge of horror to it when he turns into the Beast. I loved it. I love Hank wanting to go out on his own and, you know, be somebody other than just he's an X-Man.
And again, we're really not doing much with the X-Men at this point because the book's in reprint, so they're all basically just hiding out in the mansion. All four of them now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And it is kind of interesting that they would prop up Beast to be the breakout star of the X-Men, the original X-Men.
Yeah.
But they were like, but we gotta change him. We gotta make him we gotta make him more interesting somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always been a big Beast fan since I was a kid, and it's awesome to see where he kind of goes from this. Hey Noel. He goes from a pretty bland design, like the original Beast is nothing special, just a guy with big hands and big feet, to, you know, being something that we still love to this day, and that's the furry Beast. Although he's not blue yet,
right?
He's great.
We'll see that later on. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a big fan of this, and I couldn't wait to read more.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it too. I was waiting who was going to say it first. Is no big hands and big feet.
Linda's determined to find out.
Yes, her job. It's her job, Justin.
Part of her job description.
Yeah, of course, you're right, Noel. Big personality.
He does have a big personality. I've always loved Hank being like, he's this super intelligent guy, but he's also very jovial. And it's an award-winning personality to me.
Totally.
And how did you guys feel? I think it's this issue. It's either this issue or the next, where it's probably the writer's choice, but he's just like, oh yeah, now that I've gone through this transformation, I don't feel like using all those big words.
Yes. Yeah. I liked that. I liked that they at least acknowledged that subtle change.
Yeah.
That was important.
And of course, those big words are going to come back eventually.
Oh yes. Yeah.
But I did like, and they didn't really go full force with it, but I like that throughout this, they kind of tease that, the Beast is kind of taking over his brain. Like he does fly off the handle a few times during this. So I I liked that. I was like, okay, it kind of makes sense that the more bestial part of him is tampering down some of those big words, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah,
Heading
and this
into it,
transformation just happened, so
I
he'd
was gonna
still
say,
be
Mhm.
dealing with some of the repercussions of it.
yeah, it's kind of like a depression too, yeah, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm stuck like this, yeah,
Yeah,
Mm,
Ben
yeah,
Grimm syndrome.
yes, exactly.
right. Yeah.
But it's like he drinks that serum. He's like, oh yeah, I had to have transformed back before the hour was up, or now I'm trapped. I'm like, if you have that time limit, wouldn't you strap a wristwatch or something on and be watching
Exactly.
the
Or
clock?
bring the antidote with you so that
Exactly.
Yeah,
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
I'd be like, let's try a 5-minute test run before
Yeah. The only thing that I would have changed about this is to have it instead of in this first issue, have him be stuck.
Mm.
Have it
Yeah, that's
have
what
it
I was thinking.
reoccur throughout the rest of these issues where he has to keep going back and drinking this antidote. And then like maybe something major climactic happens, like Linda comes in and smashes it all or something. I don't know.
Or like a
Some
villain
battle.
knocks him
Villain
out.
destroys
by the
it.
time he gets back to the lab, he's like, no.
Right. Exactly.
Or I mean, the Jekyll and Hyde situation, where
mhm.
the more he takes the antidote, the less it's effective. So eventually,
Yes.
it would just
Yeah.
wear out. And Jekyll and Hyde kind of becomes a focal point of this. It's referenced quite a few times.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what, Noel? Jam DeMatteis is my favorite of a lot of things. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
I
gotta do-
love
we got-
that Defenders run.
yeah, we
Oh
got to
my
do more
God.
DeMatteis Defenders. Yeah.
I
I
need
was
to
thinking
read
too
that.
today
I've never
about
read it.
oh, you haven't read any of that?
No.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah.
The epics are out of print, so I haven't been able to get them. So
The back issues you can get for cheap though. That new especially the new Defender stuff, you can get that
Yeah.
for cheap.
Yeah.
That's always in the dollar bins. I was also looking at earlier today at the Beauty and the Beast miniseries, which was Ann Nesenti and Don Perlin, and I would love to get my hands on that sucker. I've been waiting for that to be reprinted at some point.
Yeah, no, I believe that the DeMatteis Defenders is on the app. So
yeah,
I wish
I'll have-
it's not on the app, but I wish they would he wrote like the last, I don't know, like year or so of the original Ghost Rider series. That's
Ghost Rider,
so
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Crazy that that's not on there. It's
I mean, he's
bonkers.
basically the one who gave Zarathos his origin.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much good stuff there. And Noel had the B&B series.
Oh yes, yeah, this one Noel really likes that one, yeah.
Yeah, because again, we were saying, yeah, he was on so many teams. Beast went from the Avengers to the Defenders, then X Factor, then back to the
X
X-Men.
Factor, yeah.
Yeah, and he turns back to normal in X Factor until they were like, this isn't working.
I kind of liked that actually because the more that he used his strength, the less intelligent he became.
Yeah, they gave him the Hulk twist. It was like the stronger,
right,
dumber he gets. Yeah.
Yeah, but he became almost as strong as the Hulk. Like I remember, he just kept wailing on things and becoming more powerful. And they're like, "Stop, Hank! Stop!" Yeah, that was good stuff. I'm glad that it didn't last for very long because I still prefer my blue furry beast.
Yeah.
But it was nice for a little diversion for a while to have him switch back to that.
No, I think I had all the limited series in the 80s.
There were a lot of them. Yeah.
I know Noel is very fond of the was it Wolverine and Kitty Pryde, that limited series.
Yeah, that's a classic too.
All that early X Factor stuff. He's saying, yeah, X Factor is good. Yeah.
That too. Yep.
All right, so we get to the next one.
Yeah. Number 12.
Justin's favorite, Iron Man.
I actually don't mind this era of Iron Man.
Yeah.
This is my jam right here. Yeah.
The good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You mean before they tried to make comic book Iron Man, MCU Iron Man? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Button his head and everybody's business is what Justin really gets mad about.
Yes, exactly. The FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah.
Yeah, Noel says, yep, love that Wolverine and Kitty.
Look at that great cover. I think that's Gil Kane, isn't it? This cover?
Hold on, I'm pulling this up now. Gil Kane, Joe Sinatz, Steve Englehart, and Mori Koramoto. So yeah.
Nice.
Gil Kane's in there, yeah.
Love it.
All right, so Amazing Adventures number 12 from May 1972, Iron Man DOA. Writer, we've already changed writers, Steve Englehart. Penciler, Tom Sutton. Inker, Mike Plug. Colorist, Steve Englehart, colorist and writer. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Letterer, Artie Simic. And editor, once again, Stan Lee. All right. The military is out looking for the Beast in connection with the death of Carl Maddox, a scientist working for the Brand Corporation and unknown to everyone, secretly giving secrets to an enemy organization. Well, shh, it's a secret.
Huh.
While hiding out, Beast reflects back on the events that led him to turning into a hairy beast and how he cannot change back to his normal form. As he is hiding, the Beast is contacted telepathically by Marvel Girl and Professor X, who are trying to check in on Hank since the X-Men have gone into hiding due to an increase in anti-mutant hysteria in their books and reprints. Oh, jeez, Noel. Sundays are for podcasting and Trump assassination.
Wow.
Wow. Hank refuses.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hank refuses their probes. That sounds dirty, and hides the truth about his current form from his former comrades. Depressed because of his plight and the fact that he pushed away his only friends, Hank wanders about the Brand compound and realizes that he can continue a somewhat normal life by creating a disguise. Reading up on makeup effects, Hank takes a day off work and goes out and makes a synthetic mask and gloves to give him an outwardly human appearance when wearing clothes. Okay. And build a harness to correct his posture to his formal stature. Exhausted but satisfied that he can pose as relatively human, the Beast retires for the remainder of the night. The next day, Hank returns to work and no one is the wiser, not even his current romantic interest, Linda Donaldson. So, yeah, no one knows he's wearing a rubber mask.
She's 2 feet from him or less.
I know.
You can't tell that his teeth are now fangs either.
How you doing?
Your skin's so leathery. What, were you tanning all weekend? Where were you? Oh.
Those Marvel masks are real good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Returning to
Green Goblin could just laugh and talk and do all sorts of stuff with his mask on.
Oh yeah. Retiring to his lab, Hank works like a man possessed, trying to find a cure for his condition, shouting at anyone who interrupts his work. However, when Mr. Grant calls Hank to tell him that Tony Stark and his fiancée, Marianne Rogers, are visiting the Brand Corporation, Hank tries to avoid the meeting. However, he cannot convince Mr. Grant to cancel the visit. Stark explains to Hank that Stark Industries is looking to get into genetic research and has found Hank's work on the subject intriguing. They're interrupted by the arrival of Linda Donaldson, who has come to take Hank out for lunch. Linda, who is secretly working for the same subversive organization as Maddox, curses her luck for being unable to hook up with Stark and steal secrets from him and excuses herself. Picking up something with her Esper powers, Marianne makes a passing comment that something isn't right about Linda. This causes Hank to get insulted and angry and storms out on Stark and Rogers in order to catch up to Linda and having lunch with her. So she can sense the aura of evil from Linda, but she can't tell she's talking to a guy in a rubber mask.
Yeah.
Deciding to skip lunch to sit on a park bench, Hank has to quickly change his mind when Linda tries to kiss him and realizes that she might discover his face is really just a latex mask. That night, Hank takes off his disguise and blows off steam by roaming around the Brand Corporation lot. While out, he spots the arrival of Iron Man and believes that Stark's bodyguard, because remember when he had a secret identity, is there to investigate Linda. Hank decides to defend her, not wishing his current love interest to be hounded like he has his entire life, and attacks the Golden Avenger. While the Beast has the upper hand, Iron Man ultimately manages to knock out the furry mutant. When Linda and the military guards arrive at the scene, they distract Iron Man long enough for the Beast to revive and renew his attack. When the military attempts to stop the beast by shooting him only works to make the beast more angry than ever, deciding to give in to his animal side. The beast savagely attacks Iron Man. When the hero begs the beast to stop his attack, Beast refuses and announces that he's going to kill this knight. Fighting off the soldiers, he goes back to check on Iron Man, finding that Iron Man has no heartbeat. Hank snaps out of his bloodlust and realizes what he's done. How horrified that he has killed someone. Hank then jumps out a window and seeks hiding. However, as it turns out, Iron Man is alive and well, and that beast did not kill him as he thought, but merely a hallucination on the beast's part. Reflecting on the encounter, Iron Man tells all gathered that after getting a close look at the beast's face, he saw a man who was clearly tormented. Just outside the Brand Corporation are Mastermind, Eunice the Untouchable, and the Blob. Mastermind has created the illusion of Iron Man's death in the hope of manipulating the beast into joining their new Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Thoughts?
That's not even the B team of Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. That's like the D team. That's
yeah.
but
Whittled down to a trio.
I
can't even get the Toad.
No, can't even get Toad. No, I liked this one a little bit less than the first issue, but the art is just incredible. And the fight with Iron Man is really cool. And there's this great panel when Iron Man is explaining, like, I saw his face up close and got a hint of what's behind it, and where you see like the beast snarling in the reflection of the window.
Yes.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
But I really love this, and I feel like this was our obligatory. We got to get a superhero in there, to kind of even things out. But yeah, I liked it. I liked we see that Hank is a little naive. He doesn't see what's right in front of him. That Linda's a bad guy.
Yeah.
But
she can't be evil. Look at that ass.
I also like that Hank pulled one out of the Bruce Banner's playbook. You remember that early issue of the Hulk where his body was the Hulk, but his head was still
Banner?
Yes.
So he had to make a Hulk mask to put over it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so stupid.
The Hulk's not going to rip right through that either.
Yeah. The part where he had that harness and he was trying that on with the mask on at the same time, I was pissing myself laughing. I said, that is hysterical. Yeah, and if he was doing this Darkman shit with the latex masks and stuff,
the Darkman.
If it was anybody else but Hank, I wouldn't really buy it. But because he's a scientist and he's a smart guy, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. He's making a mask of his face, yeah.
And he got the books from the local library, which again,
right, yeah.
It's still like he'd be searching the internet, yeah.
Oh, I know, but still, like nobody saw that his teeth were fangs now.
Tony Stark, who's seen it all? No.
Yeah, I mean, his voice obviously had to change with this mutation. Like he didn't. I refuse to believe he had the same voice as he did when he was Hank, and somebody had to have noticed, like he was a little bit.
Well, you guys pointed out he has fangs. You would think that would change your speech a little bit. You got fangs in your mouth now.
Exactly, but like the hair, he would have had to have left some hair somewhere, some of that gray fur,
poking out even under all the and stuff,
poking out of the somewhere. Like,
oh my god, how funny would that have been if they showed to like make that mask work? He had to like shave around his eyes and stuff, around his mouth. Got these circles around his eyes.
I think he would have had to take more than just one day off from work to do all that stuff. I think he would have had to take a week off to perfect this disguise.
But he did all this shit in like what, a night? Yeah.
Yes, that man stayed up all night doing this stuff.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. I get it, but it's funny.
Could have called the chameleon. Or
that's true.
Or Quentin Beck could be like, "Hey, how about every time someone sees me, I just poof into a puff of smoke?"
Yes.
And I'm guessing we don't have image inducers yet.
Oh, right. The holograms. Yeah. That would have come in handy, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, yes, I was right. Yes, this issue is reprinted in Avengers 136, omitting page 2, 3, and 21.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And did anyone else find it weird, like the way that they reveal that he didn't actually kill Iron Man?
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Because-
just made to think it. Yeah. It's
Mhm.
odd. Very strange.
But it's like you don't get confirmation until you see the editor's note from Stan. You're like, you guessed it, true believers. Pages 18 and 19 never happened.
Yeah. If it weren't for that editor's note, no one would ever
Yeah.
know.
This Steve Englehart's insane. He had him killing Iron Man. We can't have that.
Yeah.
You know how much flack I got for killing Gwen Stacy? I don't even know if that's happened yet. But
Yeah, that's Jerry Conway. This is Steve Englehart already, but they've already changed writers. But no, this is Steve Englehart's first credited work in Marvel Comics, it says.
No kidding.
wow.
Yeah.
So it was
Nice.
kind of a tryout book.
Yeah, I
then.
guess, yeah.
I love that.
Because Conway did the first issue. Now Steve Englehart's doing this one.
That's
Conway
cool.
always seems to like start and then someone else takes over. Like he wrote the first like 2 or 3, maybe 4 of Werewolf by Night, and then he was like, nah, you can let somebody else have this.
Well, that's the thing.
Um,
Conway was like really young when he was writing this. I think he was still a teenager
Mhm.
when he was writing like Spider-Man and stuff.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might be. Wonder if he couldn't work all those hours. He was like, yeah, I got school.
Labor loss. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna have to ask, since you guys are the hosts of this X-Men show, X-Men Classics, who the F is Eunice the Untouchable?
You don't know?
Oh, he was
I
one of the
do.
originals.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the
I don't-
originals in the
He
Brotherhood.
basically has his force field. You can't touch him. So
I don't remember him at all. I do
Yeah,
not
he was one of
remember
the
him at
first.
all.
He was one of the first ones in the Brotherhood.
I knew, of course, about the Blob. The Blob is pretty well known. And
Yeah.
Mastermind, I was just like, yeah, whatever. But Eunice the Untouchable, I was
Yeah.
like,
I
I
love
don't
Eunice.
know.
I don't think Eunice gets used enough, especially with that cool power of his.
mm-hmm.
It's almost like an invisible woman, like Sue Storm, but he can just use the force field around himself. He can't project it.
Yeah. I'm curious because,
no, Englehart was passed around from book to book his whole career at Marvel. Yeah, and I think he did some stuff at DC too.
He stayed on Doctor Strange for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Silver Surfer.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah, you look at the list. He is.
it's interesting because, in this next issue, we kind of see Eunice's powers backfire.
Yeah.
But I would like to. I wonder, has Eunice ever encountered someone else we'll see later? The Juggernaut. I mean, nothing can stop the Juggernaut. Does that mean Eunice's powers can stop?
I don't know if they've ever fought each other. That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's not ringing a bell for me.
Anyway,
all right. So next one.
Yeah.
All right. So Gary Kid's getting crazier and crazier in here.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do too. Look at that.
I love that.
So good.
All right. Amazing Adventures 13 from July 1972. Evil is all in your mind. Steve Englehart still. Tom Sutton still. Tom Sutton penciler, inker Frank Giacola, letterer John Costanza, and editor Stanza. Yeah, he's always there.
Who did that cover? Was that one of the Buscema's?
Let me see. We got
Ramita.
John Ramita and Sam
Ramita.
Rose. Yeah, so it's gonna be a senior. Yeah,
I love it.
Every cover in this era has Ramita as a credit because he would go in.
Yes,
and alter. Yes, yeah. We got to make this more house style.
Yes, exactly. That was his job for a long time. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, what the hell is Mastermind doing the beast's hand on that cover?
I know. Yeah.
You must not jack off. You must not.
No name more for you.
Oh my stars and
All right. Mastermind, having gathered the Blob and Eunice the Untouchable to form a new brotherhood of evil mutants, has used his illusion casting powers to convince the Beast that he had killed Iron Man, hoping that the horrified mutant would join their group under the impression that he is a murderer. Confronting the Beast as he flees the Brand Corporation headquarters, they are attacked by their would-be recruit. The battle ends when Beast finds himself outmatched and learns that Mastermind only wishes to speak to him. Appealing to the Beast's status as an outcast, Mastermind asks Hank to join their group. The Beast, confused and unable to think straight, thanks to a combination of his murder of Iron Man and Mastermind's manipulations, agrees to join. They take Beast to the carnival that they operate out of and leave Beast to practice his abilities. As he is leaving, Eunice makes a comment about how he is glad that this Beast is on their side, unlike the member of the X-Men they fought years ago. Unaware that they are both the same mutant. Overhearing this, Hank begins to recall that he has met Mastermind and the others before, but can't quite place his finger on it. While back at the Brand Corporation, the military attaché welcomes the arrival of a new head of security, Buzz Baxter, who has come to the Brand Corporation with his wife, Patsy Walker. What?
Patsy Walker.
That girl's nothing but a Hellcat. They meet with Mr. Grant, who shows them around the base and tells the couple about their recent trouble with the Beast and his battle against Iron Man the night previous. When they go into the lab of Hank McCoy, they find that Hank isn't working there. Worried that the Beast is somehow connected with this, they find Linda and begin asking her if she's seen Hank recently. This development visibly upsets Linda. While everyone believes this is because of her feelings for Hank, it is in reality because Hank's disappearance will have an effect on her mission to spy on him for her employers. Deciding to pay a visit to Hank's apartment to see if he is there, Buzz and Patsy find that Hank is not home. Deciding to go into Hank's apartment by using a skeleton key, Patsy stops him since it would be illegal for Buzz to search Hank's apartment. They leave, unaware that they just passed up the biggest connection between Hank and the Beast, Hank's face mask that he wears when on the job. As they leave, they're spied by Hank's old girlfriend, Vera Cantor, who believes that Hank is in a relationship with Patsy and tearfully runs off into the night, wondering where her life will go from there. And again, they don't reveal it's Vera yet. But Elsewhere, the Brotherhood has taken the Beast to a well-secured mansion. Mastermind reveals that they want Beast to use his superior agility to break into the mansion and steal back the Rummer Diamond, a gem that they had been selling to prospective purchasers, allowing them to examine the gem and buy it from them, then using power, and then steal it back using Mastermind's illusion powers to make the purchasers think that they still have the diamond. With their plot explained, the Beast is launched toward the house with an assist from Eunice. Beast manages to get past the security systems in the mansion and steal back the diamond. Returning to the Brotherhood members, the Beast considers for a moment that the situation is not on the up and up. Although Mastermind convinces Beast to give over the diamond, it causes friction between the others. Before a fight can break out, Mastermind's guard is dropped enough for his illusion-making invisibility. Guard is dropped enough for his illusion, making them invisible to people around them in the fade. Some construction workers recognize Eunice as a mutant they beat up a few years ago. Gather a mob to attack them. However, they are sent packing when Mastermind conjures up an illusion of a giant monster that sends them running. Fleeing back to the carnival, the Brotherhood retires the Mastermind's trailer to marvel over the diamond once more. However, this is short-lived when Beast's memory suddenly returns and he attacks his comrades, smashing the trailer. The Beast is chased by Eunice and the Blob. However, the Beast outsmarts them when he tricks them into following him into a cage. When Beast escapes and seals them inside, the two mutants' powers cause them to bounce about within the confines of the cage. Catching up with the fleeing Mastermind, Beast savagely attacks him, sending Mastermind into such a fright that Mastermind loses his mind. Calling the police, the Beast leaves the diamond with a raving Mastermind to be found by the authorities. All right. What do we think?
Great. Lots of fun.
Yeah.
So silly. Eunice and Blob just
bouncing around in there.
There's more fantastic Tom Sutton art. The giant monster is so cool. I mean, some of these panels are straight up like horror. Like there's a very early panel of Mastermind where he looks like Dracula. He's
totally.
And then there's a great splash page where it looks like he's ripping Mastermind's nipples off. But
I think that's my favorite, where he's shredding his cloak and he says, "Any more tricks, Mastermind?"
Yeah,
I love that one.
My nipples. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
I lost my nipple for nothing.
I think that we should all be glad that Mastermind is one of those supervillains who's always one hangnail away from a nervous breakdown, because with his power, the power that he has, if he used that like really effectively, he could potentially rule the planet. Like if he had enough guidance behind him and enough power to like maintain his brain. I mean, he's always been a little bit off, but if he was able to fix that a little bit and to hone to focus his powers, I could see him doing a lot of crazy things. Look at what he did to Jean Grey. I mean, it was basically his manipulations that brought the Dark Phoenix out. So yeah, he's a kind of an underrated villain. A lot of people think that he's just a joke, but his power is pretty significant.
Maybe if he teamed up with someone like Purple Man instead of Blob.
Oh man!
Oh yeah,
that would have been unreal. That team, yeah.
Oh man, for
They could have
sure. And
remade
then
the world.
And then throw in, just for shits and giggles, you throw in Vapor from UFOs, who can just turn into anything. It's like you got the deadliest team of all time.
They could remake the world into whatever they wanted. Yeah.
He has $1 billion, or we will Dutch oven the entire planet.
That's right.
Anyone know what a dirty Sanchez is? Because it's...
We're about to find out.
I do have to laugh at this point. I forgot that the Blob's costume at this point was just a pair of purple Speedos. He didn't have his big black tunic or whatever it was at this point.
He's basically he's basically fat bastard at this point. Look at my sexy body.
He looks exactly like my boss.
Oh my. Oh, hopefully he doesn't listen to it.
He probably smells better than your boss, though.
Yeah.
Yes, Noel, that is absolutely true, Noel. Purple Man and Mastermind, the rapiest team ever.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
Yes.
No woman is safe.
Yes. Absolutely.
No women or barnyard animals are safe. That Mastermind just giving me vibes like he's a bad boy.
We need to introduce him to Hell Cow.
Oh,
Yeah, I was thinking those cows that were scrolls.
Can you imagine trying to digest some scroll burgers?
Tastes a little gamey.
It's a little green around the gills, Elroy.
Russell,
What is this mystery meat?
Russell, you got Noel. He says, love a good fat boss joke.
Yeah,
F the man, right, Noel? F the man.
I'm not body shaming. I'm more upset about his stank than his weight.
That's why I said the Blob probably smells better than that dude.
He definitely
does. All right, ready for the next one?
Yes, yeah.
Wait, this is
one's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So it's so good.
Ripping that mask off. See, all he needs is that mask. It's the 70s. No one's going to look twice about all that chest hair. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Our Amazing Adventures 14 from September 1972, The Vampire Machine. Englehart's still writing. Tom Sutton's penciling still. Jim Mooney inker this time. John Costanza still on letters. And Roy Thomas is now editor.
Roy Thomas taking over.
The Beast has stumbled into the middle of a Stark International munitions test, prompting Iron Man to try to pull the Beast out of danger. Yeah, what is it? What is with the shitty security and all these like testing facilities? In the
Right.
first, I mean, who does Beast think he is? Rick Jones? The other X-Men dared me to see if I could sneak on this test. See here and play.
Iron Man's just like, what the hell? Just like, what are you doing here?
The Beast is surprised to find that Iron Man is alive and well, and when they are out of danger, the two are confronted by the Stark security on the scene. One trigger-happy guard instantly shoots at the Beast before Iron Man can order them to stand down. The shot isn't bad due to Beast's healing, and the two heroes make peace. When Iron Man asks if this has helped what's troubled him, the Beast tells Iron Man that it's not even close before hopping away. When the same guard tries to shoot the Beast as he leaves, Iron Man crushes his gun and fires the man on the spot. Oh, nice, Noel. Yes, the security, I guess, here is... It's like SpaceX.
the best security force.
Except they have better morale.
Yeah. We're gonna fight those space aliens one step at a time.
Oh God!
Rushing home, Hank takes time to figure out what to do with his situation now when Linda buzzes his apartment. Hank invites her up and scrambles to put on his human disguise, having to improvise for not being able to put on the full outfit. Pretending he has a cold, Hank quickly dismisses Linda by telling her that he is still contagious and sends her off. Furious at having to keep this secret, Hank smashes up his apartment and pulls off his disguise and goes off into the night to get his full disguise. He leaves just as Vera, coming to his apartment once more, comes calling to find that there is no answer. Arriving at the Brand Corporation compound, Beast is instantly attacked by the military posted there, led by Buzz Baxter. Beast manages to get past them and into his office where he can put on his proper disguise. Emerging from the building in his Hank McCoy persona, he is questioned by Buzz Baxter, who demands to know what Hank is doing there, to which Hank quips that he works there. Buzz then begins to grill Hank with questions about his whereabouts and the appearances of the Beast around the compound. Things get more complicated when Linda arrives and is confused to find Hank there. When Buzz once more asks where Hank has been, he makes a gamble that Linda will cover for him and says he was with Linda. However, Linda denies this, putting Hank in more trouble. However, before Buzz can interrogate him further, the Beast is apparently sighted elsewhere on the compound, prompting all military personnel to leave to investigate, including Buzz. However, Buzz orders him to be in his office the next day at 9 a.m. Left alone with Linda, that sounds like a 70s song, Hank is further manipulated by the spy who tells him she couldn't lie to the military because she loves her country, and tries to make up with Hank by telling him that she loves him, hoping that it will make him trust her more and reveal more of his secrets. Oh, honey, that ain't gonna make him reveal his secrets. Returning to his lab, Hank continues to try and find a cure for his mutation. Spotting a strange figure wandering around in the lab, Hank changes into the Beast to investigate. He attacks the intruder, who turns out to be Quasimodo, the living computer. Quasimodo has come to the Brand Corporation in hopes of running into the Beast in hopes of stealing his metabolic abilities so that he can get a step closer to becoming more human. The two begin fighting across the lab, and their fight sends them smashing out of a window and onto a... Oh. Hold on. Stupid screen's jumping. All right. Grab. But it's getting good. Smash out a window and onto a part of the Brand property where a new building is currently being... It says bought. Is it built? During the fight, Quasimodo grabs a rivet gun and manages to strike Beast, piercing his skin, surprising the Beast that his regenerative powers have failed him. This allows Quasimodo to jump on him and use his device to steal the Beast's life force. However, to Quasimodo's surprise, even in the face of death, the Beast continues to struggle and refuses to give up. Trying to compute the situation, Quasimodo realizes that he is really just an inhuman creature more so than the beast, and commits suicide by jumping off the scaffolding to death below. Recovering from the attack and considering the battle, the beast remarks about how Quasimodo's final actions were more human than the living computer could ever fathom.
More human than human. More human than human.
Oh wait, yeah, no. Oh, here we go. Are these like those Batman masks he's put over his whole cowl that somehow blink and
Yes, exactly.
Matches
Dark
Malone.
I don't know. We'll have to ask the expert on that.
Batman, my favorite character.
Oh boy. Well, first of all, let me just say I hope that Linda doesn't try to give Hank the Haktua because she'd have a hairball.
Yeah. She's gonna be really swiftly surprised.
Once again, it's the 70s. Once again, it's the 70s. She might not realize right away.
Everyone had hairy cocks in the 70s.
No,
Hairy
no, it's 1972. Everyone's genitals had sideburns. Come on.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I love this one. More fantastic art. The plot is continuing to thicken where poor Hank just can't see what's right in his face. That Linda's bad news. I did it for my country, you bitch.
Yeah. He's a smart guy, but he ain't that smart.
No. And then
You're lucky that's
Quasimodo.
You're lucky that's Hank McCoy, not Noel Tate. He would have slapped you across the face, woman.
Quasimodo, what a character.
I know. I wasn't expecting to see him show up here.
Yeah.
Well,
and
blame
he,
us for no, damn right.
Damn right. Yeah,
those
no one would have
boobs
seen
scare
through
him.
Linda's shenanigans right away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those boobs do scare him. Yeah, that's right.
Those boobs scare me.
Well, I was surprised that Quasimodo like just beats the tar out of Hank. I mean, like he barely gets a maneuver in. Quasimodo makes quick work, and then he's just like, "It's all over for me."
Yeah.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Yeah, one panel he's curb stomping poor Hank, and the next panel he's leaping off the top of the girder to his death. I thought, ooh, that escalated quickly.
Well, again,
right.
maybe faulty programming. You know, maybe it's another Elon Musk product.
Yeah. Also, I'm assuming that this whole thing about Beast being bulletproof did not last.
No.
No.
I don't. I don't
I'm
remember him
wondering-
having some healing factor. Later
Yeah,
on.
I'm wondering because this issue he kind of goes through another metabolic change or whatever, and so when he becomes blue, I wonder if that's when it kind of shifts, where it's like, oh yeah, I ain't bulletproof anymore.
Yeah. Justin?
Yeah, I enjoyed this too. I was really surprised about Quasimodo. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to see him show up here at all. And yeah, Buzz Baxter. What did Noel say? Hank thinks commenting suicide makes. Yeah.
Suicide makes him more human. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Question mark?
The human condition. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess maybe it's like a computer wouldn't have thought to kill itself. Maybe I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Just aspiring to be human, even in death. Yeah.
Yes.
But Buzz Baxter, yeah, I forgot to comment. He's one of the biggest douche canoes in Marvel Comics. When I found out that he was later renamed Mad Dog, I thought, wow, that is the most appropriate name in the world. Every time that he speaks in these comic books, I'm like, oh my God, I hate this man. And every time that he speaks in every comic book I've ever read that he's in, I hate this man. Buzz Baxter sucks.
Surely he's not the same Mad Dog from Howard the Duck. I'm a Mad Dog.
No. He's not that Mad Dog. No.
No, I know who you're talking about, Justin. Yeah.
Yeah, he is nasty. He treated Patsy Walker like crap for starters. That's just for starters what he did to Patsy.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, oh, shut up, woman. It's a woman.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just the tip of the iceberg of Buzz Baxter's behaviors.
Noel says Mad Dog, then he says, Justin, do Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. Mad Dog. I can't remember the dialogue.
Yeah. Matt Baxter is like you put Thaddeus Ross and Glenn Talbot together and you get the worst human.
The worst qualities of both of them distilled into one person, and that's Buzz Baxter. He sucks.
All right, so ready for the next one?
Yes.
I'm feeling a little blue.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna get to Russell's been waiting for this one.
Yes.
Griffin.
Yeah, I love this one. I think this one might be my favorite of this batch.
This is I think I agree.
I think I know why Justin's favorite, because who shows up also in this issue? Ron Biscuit, Warren Worthington the third.
That didn't hurt. That didn't hurt.
You can see him flailing about at the bottom left of that.
With his shirt off, I might.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's shirtless in this. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite biscuit. Well, that escalated.
The Griffin is giving Hank a purple nurple.
Looks like
yes, a titty twister.
All this hair. All right. All right. Amazing Adventures 15 from November 1972. Murder in Midair. Steve Englehart, Tom Sutton again. Inkers, Frank Giacola and John Tartag. Letterer, Gene Izzo, and editor Roy Thomas again. Injured during his battle against Quasimodo, the Beast stumbles to the apartment shared with Patsy Walker and her husband Buzz. Only Patsy is home, and she takes the wounded Beast to her couch and administers first aid. In a delirious state, the Beast reveals that he is really Hank McCoy and explains the series of events that led to him being turned into the Beast. While explaining that he was injured while fighting Quasimodo, Beast considers the idea that he is continuing to mutate. Awakening, the Beast realizes that his fur is now turned black and tries to flee the scene despite Patsy's insistence that he stay and rest. Before he can bolt out the door, Patsy calls Beast by his real name, causing him to pause when he considers the fact that she knows his secret identity. While at the X Mansion in Westchester, Angel is concerned about Hank's well-being after reading a report of the Beast sightings at the Brand Corporation compound and Hank's continued refusal to meet with the rest of the X-Men. Despite Professor X's attempts to get Warren to leave Hank to sort out his own issues, Warren decides to investigate the situation and flies off to the Brand Corporation. Meanwhile, Beast has left Patsy's apartment and is thinking about his conversation with her and the deal they made when he is attacked by a new villain known as the Griffin. As the two Beast men battle each other, the Angel arrives and wonders who he should aid, if anyone at all, in this fight. As Hank continues to fight the Griffin, he notices Warren watching the fight and wonders why his former comrade is not lending a helping hand in the fight. Warren realizes who's the bad guy too late when the Griffin is knocked near Angel and tries to take the winged mutant out with a punch, sending him off the side of a building and forcing the Beast to go to his rescue while the Griffin escapes. When Warren revives later, Beast reveals himself as Hank McCoy, much to Angel's surprise. The two friends return to Hank's apartment where the two conceal their mutant nature, and Hank asks Warren to help him out with his current dilemma with Buzz Baxter. The two leave in a cab just as Vera arrives once more in another vain attempt to get a hold of Hank. While Linda Donaldson reports to her master, who turns out to be number one of the secret empire, Linda is angered that the Empire continues to send in other operatives to interfere with her mission. Just then, the Griffin enters the room, infuriating Linda further because Griffin's broad daylight entry could blow her cover. The Griffin complains how he was just a simple hood who had visions of being a supervillain, however got more than he bargained for when the Empire hired him and converted him into their super operative by surgically grafting animal parts onto him, turning him into the Griffin.
Wild like an animal.
Linda is less than interested in listening to Griffin's gripes before turning her attention to spying on the meeting between Buzz and Hank McCoy. When Hank arrives at Buzz's office with Warren, Hank tells Buzz that he was lying about his whereabouts because Warren had come into town to discuss a class reunion, explaining that his lie about being with Linda the whole night was to cover for the fact that Warren and Hank were having an argument over a woman while out for dinner, and that he didn't want to mention the incident in earshot from Linda. Buzz finds this story hard to believe when Patsy suddenly pipes up and corroborates the story, telling him that she saw the incident on the night when she went out for dinner on her own. While finding Hank's story fishy, he still can't bring himself not to trust his wife and decides to accept the story, but tells Hank that he knows something is up and will keep a close eye on him. Doffing their disguises, Hank and Warren head back to Hank's apartment when they are once more attacked by the Griffin. The two X-Men fight the Griffin across the Brand Corporation building until Hank finds a way to defeat the Griffin. While fighting the villain in midair, Hank pins his wings, causing the Griffin to fall to the ground. Stunned from the fall, the Griffin is then knocked out by a punch delivered from Warren. The two mutants then flee the scene as the authorities arrive and apprehend the Griffin. After returning to Hank's home and resuming their disguises, Hank thanks Warren for coming by and helping him against the Griffin. They part on good terms. Warren agrees to let Hank be his own person, but tells his friend not to hesitate to call on his friends the X-Men if she ever need help. Deciding to go to the library, Hank is checking out Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde when he is surprised by the arrival of Vera, who has finally managed to catch up with Hank. And the world's going to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved this one. Loved it. I think the Griffin is it's just Bronze Age goodness. That is a Bronze Age villain.
Noel says,
Totally.
yes. Sounds like a member of the head.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
We also finally get the reveal of the Secret Empire, which I know had previously contended with both the Hulk and Namor.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was. Yeah, well, I think that goes without saying.
Well,
Captain. If there is a secret organization with seedy. Captain America has found it
at some point.
Yeah. But I like that Beast says that his furs turn black, but it's that comic book, logic where black they use the blue shading.
Midnight blue.
It says the colorist use of highlights makes him appear blue in many panels. So they were highlighting it, and then eventually it just became canon that he was blue. So
just some, which like Venom usually was blue just because of the shading of like the highlights. But I also love like. There's obviously this happens a decade later, but so there's really no foreshadowing, but it is kind of ironic, this whole situation with Angel and Beast, because Angel's going to have a very similar thing happen in about a decade where he becomes a monster.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it. I loved Patsy.
Just to see where they're both putting their harnesses on, I'm like, what in the S&M is going on here?
Yeah.
And Hank calls them thongs.
Yeah,
I've got to put my thongs on.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I think this might have been my favorite one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It is good.
Yeah, this is my favorite out of the batch, and I love how Angel's whole inspiration to seeking out Hank was like Professor X says to him, no, he wants to go off and do his own thing, Warren. Like, leave him alone. Like, he wants to do his own thing. And Warren's like, nah, bullcrap. I don't believe it. He doesn't want to be on his own. He wants some help. Like, I'm going to go help him whether he likes it or not. And he just takes off flies after it. I was like, oh, God bless you, Warren. You
those dumb blonde Bill biscuits, Justin.
Gosh, I love them. I absolutely love them. There ain't much going on upstairs, but my God, they got a lot of heart.
Blonde, built and dumb, huh?
Just what I always exactly.
You and Lola.
I didn't realize that this was the first appearance of the Griffin. I had forgotten about that.
Oh yeah,
That's cool. That's some cool stuff.
And
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Justin.
Oh, well, we're going to talk about the Griffin next month on Marvel Tales in Namor-vember, because in the John Byrne Namor series, he shows up right in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, the Griffin released again in a Marvel team up with Beast and Spider-Man.
Marvel Team Up 38.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Have you guys ever covered that one on Spider-Cast, Phil?
No.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, but I do have to mention this because the Angel was last seen along with Marvel Girl, Professor X, and Cyclops in Marvel Team Up number 4 when they helped Spider-Man battle Morbius, which Lilith and I did cover. Which Lilith and I did cover with special guest Mr. Noel Tate. So.
Oh, nice.
It was a while ago, but yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
It's not just for boys.
But yeah, we still don't know Linda's evil.
Booty looks good all the time.
It's so funny.
Also, Secret Empire number 1, he looks like Cobra Commander.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, with the cloth mask. Yeah.
Which was probably a reference to a different secret organization in real life. Yeah.
I think you're right.
Or maybe it's equally racist but also fictional was the hate monger.
Oh yes.
Oh, we talked about him. Oh yeah, we just talked about him. Yeah.
With Man Wolf. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so funny.
All right, we ready to get to this last one because this is there's a lot going on here.
And this one is set on Halloween, so
I love it. It's perfect.
And this was the part of the first unofficial Marvel DC crossover.
Yes. Thinking about this.
Yeah.
Look at that cover. It makes you think, oh, hey, the Avengers and Spider-Man are showing up.
Right, yeah. All kinds of stuff happening here.
One must die in the dark of Halloween.
All right. So Amazing Adventures number 16, January 1973. ... And the Juggernaut will get you ... If you don't, watch out. Steve Englehart still writing. Pencilers, William Robert Brown and Marie Severin. Inker Frank McLaughlin. Colorist Glennis Ween. Letterer Charlotte Cheddar. And editor Roy Thomas. And some of these people will appear in this issue.
Yes.
They have cameos in this. Yeah.
All right. On the way to their friend Tom Fagan in Rutland, Vermont, Marvel bullpen members Roy Thomas and his wife Jeannie, Steve Englehart, Jerry Conway, Len Wein, and his wife Glennis are startled into a stop when the Beast jumps into the path of their car. The Beast darts into the woods where he changes back into his civilian guise of Hank McCoy and reunites with his old girlfriend Vera Cantor to tell her that he managed to flag down a car to finish their trip. Exiting the woods, they introduce themselves to the drivers and manage to hitch a ride with them at least to Rutland. As they drive off, a portal appears and out pops the Juggernaut, who's exhilarated that he is back on Earth. However, his time on Earth is short-lived as another portal opens and sucks him back into a mystical void. Hurled through this void, the Juggernaut and a voice appears in his head explaining what is happening. It tells him that after the X-Men banished him to the Crimson Cosmos and his encounter with Doctor Strange in Eternity found him hurled into oblivion, the voice explains that Doctor Strange's recent visit to Rutland with the Defenders and the Beast currently being in the area has made a mystical anchor between the Juggernaut and Earth. The voice goes on to explain as the midnight hour draws nearer, his connection to Earth would increase due to a combination of his enemies, his desire for revenge, the mystical properties of Rutland, Vermont, and its being Halloween. He will be returned to Earth and revenge against those who have defeated him in the past. Meanwhile, the comic writers drop Hank and Vera off in Rutland, apologizing that they cannot bring them to Tom Fagan's party because it's invite only. Hank decides that they can spend the time in Rutland to enjoy the parade before continuing on their travels. When he presses Vera about why she sought him out, all she can tell him is that she needs a geneticist of his skill with her current problem. Watching the parade, they are confronted by Glynis and Len Wein, who have managed to get invitations for Vera and Hank and ask them to come to the party. Hank and Vera decline as they must continue their travels. Just then, the Juggernaut appears in the middle of the parade and goes on a rampage briefly before he is pulled into a portal once more, vowing that he will return once again. Realizing that Glynis is missing after the attack, Len runs off to find her while Hank tells Vera to go to a nearby motel and check in while Hank goes to investigate. Changing out of his disguise, the Beast begins tracking Juggernaut. The Juggernaut reappears in the woods and attacks the Beast. The Beast attempts to pull off the Juggernaut's helmet, but this proves to be easier said than done. Completely outmatched against the Juggernaut, Hank escapes and changes back into his human disguise and seeks refuge at Tom Fagan's costume party. However, being locked on the Beast's emanations, the Juggernaut tracks Hank through the party and smashes through the walls to try and find his foe. Making a break for it, Hank runs up to the upstairs attic. Hank feigns being scared when the Juggernaut follows him. When Juggernaut orders Hank to face him, Hank does, pulling off his synthetic mask, revealing to the Juggernaut that Hank is really a beast and he was not wearing a costume. Startled by this revelation, the Juggernaut is easily knocked down the steps by Hank, drawing loose his helmet. As the clock tolls midnight, the Juggernaut claims that he is doomed and attempts to flee with Beast, following not far behind. In the confusion, the comic writers decide to get out of there and continue looking for Glynis. However, the ride is taken by the Juggernaut, who tries to flee. However, when the car refuses to start, the Beast resumes his attack. He realizes that as the fight progresses, the Juggernaut rapidly ages. Stopping the fight, the Beast learns from the Juggernaut that his time in oblivion causes him to age rapidly, and the only thing that could prevent or reverse this process was his hate. However, now that the hate had reverted to fear, he has begun to rapidly age to oblivion. However, before he can perish, the portal appears once again and sucks the Juggernaut away. As Hank wanders off to ponder things, Glynis is reunited with her husband and their friends, and they decide to leave. All right, so, okay, kids, this is why this is the first unofficial Marvel DC crossover. This story happens in between the events of Thor 207, Justice League of America 103. And this. It's never explained in this issue where Glynis disappears to in the middle of the story, but a certain parade goer dressed as Supergirl, like she was here, appears in Justice League of America 103 under the control of Felix Faust. Later that night, she is one of the tourists held captive by Loki in Thor 207. Furthermore, Faust succeeds at stealing Steve's car where Juggernaut had failed. While Loki runs after it, seeking escape, he runs off a cliff.
Oh my god.
So there's a lot going on, man.
Wow. I had no clue about all that DC Marvel crossover stuff.
So yeah,
That's
man,
cool.
they pulled off the first crossover here.
Wow. That's interesting.
All right, thoughts?
Yeah, what'd you think of this one, Russell?
This is kind of a weird one.
Yeah.
I really enjoy seeing the bullpen members in there. Tom Sutton is missed dearly. Some of the art's hit and miss in this. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about Beast's look in this. It's almost too like he looks more like Sasquatch.
Yeah,
he looks more like Sasquatch. I like that Juggernaut's kind of pudgy, instead of like, you know, this mountain of muscle. He's like this big pudgy guy. This one was like, this had like no bearing on the overall plot.
No, it almost seems like they were starting a new story, but then it's
and this would be the last one because Beast's last appearance in the next issue is a reprint.
That's right.
And then they switched to Killraven after that.
Yeah. So I was disappointed that we didn't get much progress with the Secret Empire storyline, but you know, Beast versus Juggernaut, that's fun. I was, actually surprised Beast was able to hold his own against the Juggernaut. And that scene where he scares the Juggernaut so bad that he's able to take his helmet off. I thought was both clever and silly at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this wasn't my favorite by any stretch, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it is funny. It's like the invincible Juggernaut. It's like, oh, it's a werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
You know, I was thinking about this. This whole Amazing Adventures thing, Beast has been like, I can't let anyone see me. I've got to wear these rubber gloves and rubber face and all this stuff. Yet over in Werewolf by Night, anytime anyone sees Jack Russell as the werewolf, they're like, well, there's some guy in a mask.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What's that guy doing in a werewolf costume? It's not Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been the funniest thing if anytime anybody saw Hank McCoy now, they're like, why is that X-Man wearing a werewolf costume?
Yeah. You're a duck.
There's no zipper.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, what you
There
think
we
of-
go.
I think this was probably my least favorite out of these issues. I thought it was so bonkers the way that the Juggernaut was just kind of dropped into the story and kept dropping in and out of these portals and stuff. And that has got to be the easiest that his helmet has ever come off in the history of the Juggernaut. Like, he falls down some steps.
Yeah, he like bolts that
And-
thing on usually. Yeah.
Yeah, and the beast just kind of leaps over him and gives a slight tug on it, and it comes right off. I thought, wow, okay. And then, like, he starts aging rapidly and turns into Methuselah all of a sudden before our eyes. It's absolutely bonkers.
Hey
I
man,
thought,
hey
what?
man, hey man, you don't fuck with Doctor Strange, okay?
I know, yeah. That is the truth. That is the statement of truth. Yeah, but I would have much rather preferred to see a resolution to the Linda storyline in this issue rather than this mess with the Juggernaut.
Yeah, but like like Russell was saying, it continues in an issue of the Hulk, and then it goes to that Captain America Secret Empire stuff. That kind of is like the lead into when he becomes Nomad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're gonna have to resolve this at some point. Like, I mean.
Well, they defeat the
we're
Secret
in-
Empire. They defeat the Secret Empire, I believe, when Cap. I think it's number one because it's their leader. I think he chases number one into the Oval Office. He's like, oh, it's a public official.
Yeah, it's Nixon.
Like,
No, I
pretty
think
much that's what they were hinting at. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the Watergate.
I think Englehart wrote all that stuff too, didn't he?
I
He
think
wrote all
so.
the Captain America stuff, and I think he wrote the Hulk one too. Yeah.
I was hoping that Linda would get some kind of, retaliation comeuppance, but
I can't remember that Cap stuff, maybe, or the Hulk. I don't know if I read that Hulk one. Maybe she does, but
I've got that Epic collection with the Secret Empire stuff, and I got to haul that out and read that over again.
Justin's like, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, maybe they'll get revenge on her. But yeah, that Buzz Baxter gets his.
Yeah, that Buzz Baxter, that scumbag.
Hulk smash Buzz Baxter.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be the best scene if he picked up Buzz in one hand and like Glenn Talbot in the other hand, just like conked their heads together like Mo.
Oh man,
yeah,
I would love to see that.
Puny military,
milksops.
Yeah, they hit the ground and they're all dazed, and Thunderbolt's just like, you stupid milksops.
You milksops! I wouldn't let that happen to me.
Ain't nothing but a milksop.
Oh man, that Captain America movie, man. Thunderbolt's coming president.
Yeah.
He's getting a little red too, but
yeah. It's a little.
And
heated.
he hates snakes, and he wants you to get off his plane.
Yes.
And he definitely shot first.
Oh yes, and he hates giant boulders. Yes,
that's true. Yeah. And he's not a replicant, or is he?
Or is he?
And he doesn't like it when his dad calls him Junior.
Named him after the dog, Indiana.
Named him after the dog. S words. I'll take swords for 1,000, Alex.
That whole movie, it's like, why should Dad have an accent?
Yeah. Ape titties for 500, Alex.
The rapist, it's therapist. All right. Final thoughts on these?
So glad that you guys invited me on here for this. I've wanted to read these for so long, and I loved them. I loved them. I can't wait to read the conclusion,
the continuation of the
I'm gonna
story.
say you guys should continue this on Gamma Charge, man. Do that Hulk issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could do
which one that is.
That, I mean, that's a very quick and easy Gamma Charge for sure, Justin. But
Yes.
Smash it out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Cranking that hog all over the listener. But I had so much fun with this, and I love Beast, and I'm glad that Beast is now back to being Beast and not war criminal.
The
Yeah.
current stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We won't comment about the quote unquote dark beast.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense
for
than Dark Beast.
Yeah. I thought that's where they were heading, and it turns out that was
We're
not.
like, no, that's
where they were.
stupid. We're just gonna turn Hank McCoy evil.
Yeah. No thanks. I'll pass.
That's all right. I think people are sick of Krakoa. All right. So next time for our November episode, of course, it's Justin's birthday month, so we're going to cover some more of his favorites. Excalibur, the first.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yes. So excited.
And then kids, okay, if you haven't heard the news, yes, Doomcember is canceled in December, but the good news is you're going to be getting Doom every month, kids.
Every month, a new show is beginning.
With the three of us, One World Under Doom, the Dr. Doom podcast, you peasants.
That's right.
Kneel before your monarch.
Brought to you by the Ladverian Choir Boys.
Yeah. You're listening to Latveria Free Radio.
I can't wait for that. It's going to be so much fun.
I'm so glad we're not going in chronological order.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, once Justin brought it up, I'm like, oh yeah, we'd have to do that Kirby stuff first.
Yeah. Once in a while is all right with that stuff, but doing it consecutively over several weeks or months, no.
I love that we've kind of come full circle, because Justin and I started a Doctor Doom show. We did one episode.
Did.
Oh,
yeah,
then,
way back in the day on Tomes of Evil, the comic book supervillain podcast. We did.
And,
we had a bunch of sub series which we started,
and
that was one of them.
That ended for a very specific reason, and that is Russell was way too fucking ambitious. but yeah, I'm glad that we've come back around and we don't have to do it in order. And
yes.
I'm sad about Energon Universe. But hey, I'll
again, we'll throw one in every so often. But yeah,
oh yes,
on a monthly basis.
Yeah, we'll still do that one. We'll still revisit that periodically.
You think Justin's done talking about Destro? I don't think
so. No, and I'm not. Yeah, I'm not done talking about the Transformers or Scarlet or any of that stuff. Yeah. It'll be more. It'll be more of a rarity.
Yes.
Curse you, malware.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, my poor laptop.
All right. So no Doom in December, but we're gonna switch it up. Me and Justin have been talking about tackling this for a while. We're gonna do the first 4 issues of the Gambit series from 1999. One of my personal favorites.
Yeah, I've never read that.
Oh yeah.
They call me the Gambit.
Who's your pilot, coach?
Ooh, I'm gonna make a name for myself. Huh?
I'm gonna be a meme for myself.
Yeah.
All right. So send us your thoughts. Did Did you enjoy Russell? Because yes, the three of us, and again, we'll listen to One World Under Doom. Listen to One World Under Doom.
And I'm sure we'll have Russell back on here for some more X goodness in the future at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We'll have to send Russell our picks for next year and see.
Yes, yeah. Oh, you know what he might like next October.
Oh, Inferno.
Yeah, because between Marvel Tales and the X-Men show, we're doing a bunch of from Inferno. Yeah,
you just read a whole bunch of that, didn't you, Russell?
Yeah, all the X-Men stuff I did.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And I've read the Spider-Man part of it before too. So.
Oh yes, definitely.
Green Goblin 2 versus Hobgoblin 2.
Yeah.
Don't you even get me started.
We were robbed.
All right.
We continue to be robbed.
All right. So yes, so send us your thoughts. Email CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737 at 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. Get your brand new Capes Lunatics merch, the classic Capes Lunatics merch. And again, scarier than the Beast, scarier than the Juggernaut, scarier than Quasimodo. Lilith Hellfire demands that you ran the money on us to the Cash App link. Cool. Again, don't make us dance on that metaphorical pole, because we don't need no Buzz Baxters raining money on us.
That's right.
We're gonna stripper pole down with divas.
And of course, the Patreon, where again he gets the exclusive stuff every week, every month. Lilith and I try to give you something different. God, we talked our road trip back in, what was it, February? How we reviewed this year's AVN Awards. We just covered the career of Mr. John Byrne, and then September is going to be, when you hear this, Lilith and I are going to rank the movies of the Alien franchise, because again, the John Byrne and the Alien franchise were both Justin's requests, because again, if you are a patron, you can request topics for us to talk about.
I love it.
Again, request a little talk about her past or her trips to Vegas. Or her
the strip club DJ, the strip club DJ stories.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was a strip club DJ, or the one I so want to hear her high school time as a cheerleader.
Oh yes, yeah.
Currently putting in a request for Phil's sexual domination.
That's a top tier request.
That's going to require more shekels every month.
Jesus Christ!
Are you guys familiar with Benedict Cumberbatch's porn name?
No,
I see the wind up. All right, come on now.
Bend thy dick coming, bitch.
Okay.
I can't take credit.
That's not a Russell original, folks.
I can't take credit for that one.
All right.
Still a good one.
All right. So anyway, find Patreon at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics, and find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. It's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. And now just sit back, Russell, because I'll let Justin do his plug. Your plugs are in his plugs. So.
Yes.
All right. So now, Mr.
I'm
Justin,
plugged up.
Oh my. This Justin the Owl, you can catch him every month here on X-Men Classics. That's going to be going up to at least twice a month next year. Marvel Tales every week. You can catch him again once a month now on the new One World Under Doom, the Doctor Doom
brand
podcast.
New.
You can catch him over on Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks at least once a month on We're the Night,
the Batman podcast,
where yes, he talks Azrael with me every month. And just recently, Justin, myself, Lilith, and Tyler all did a live watch and commented on Batman '89.
Yeah, so it was super fun.
So if you want to dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, yes, check that out.
Yeah.
And of course, yes, every so often you can catch him on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast. Especially when one of his favorites is on there, like Skyhook or
Maxima or Siphon and Dreadnought. You never know.
Oh, those are his favorites too. All right.
Yeah.
All right. But again, that's not all he does. So Justin, tell everyone about what you do with this man on these fine shows.
You can also find me and Russell over on Gamma Charge every month, back to 2 episodes a month, where we're joined by our newest co-host Josh, and we discuss the Incredible Hulk and the Sensational She-Hulk every month. We also have a Patreon, so do check that out. And Russell and I are joined over on Predator and Prey by the High Priest of Khonshu, Ray, and Sparky. And thanks to Russell's diligent efforts, we now have a Patreon page for Predator and Prey as well. Is that one Bob, Russell? Is that Bob?
That is Bob.
That's Bob. He's one of our mascots of the show.
Oh my.
So do check out Predator and Prey, where we're discussing new Marvel comic books as well as classic Dark Horse comic books, a little bit of everything.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And over on the Lost Library of Legends, for the October episode, I will be reviewing a forgotten 2-issue miniseries from Marvel and the mind of Steve Gerber called The Legion of Night.
The greatest comic of all time.
Watch it. He's all going to do a Justin drop.
I think Russell still has a show that he wants to plug.
Oh, okay.
This one that's not on the list.
He's getting ambitious again. Okay. All right. What do you?
Well, I mean, there's technically 2, but
okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still occasionally uploading things on Tomes of Evil, the comic book supervillain podcast, where I've actually got something planned for next month. It is Halloween, so I'm going to have a couple guests on, and we're going to talk about the Demo Goblin.
Ooh, I love it.
And then you can also find me on Ghost Stories with David Pepos, where we go through every month talking about Dynamite Entertainment's Ghost Story or Space Ghost comic with David Pepos. So yeah,
nice, pretty cool.
I don't get variant covers.
I'd let Burt Reynolds
I lift around the rim of Ronald Reagan's keister.
No,
Scream it,
dick. No, I invented that, you dick.
That's like some of the best drops.
I know.
Where's the Joker nugget?
I requested that while we were watching Batman '89, Russell, during the part where Jack Nicholson gets clocked in the nuts in the end. I said, you gotta play that right afterwards. And he did. He had it queued right up.
All right.
You are my number one.
All right. So this is the Halloween episode, the October episode. So Ray, lean in close, turn the volume up, closer.
Your mother's a whore.
Your mother reads Batman comics in hell.
Oh, now you hit him.
Batman, my favorite character. I love Batman. Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
This next show. Oh, that's right. You know what? And again, we should give. I've been giving Ray his plugs. Okay, yes, everyone, all go on YouTube. Go check out Ray Plays Games.
Yes.
He's always playing with himself every episode. He's either got one hand or two hand on that deck. So watch Ray play with his deck every episode, kids. That's the premise of the show, right?
Yes.
He sits in a room by himself and plays with his deck, right?
What a large deck it is.
Oh, he was all happy when we were like, yeah, sometimes he uses one hand, sometimes he uses two. He was like, oh, yeah. All right.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wait a minute. Wrong show. All right. All right. So, yeah, I'm all confused. I'm so confused. All right. Thank you for joining us. Again, next month we get the first 3 issues of the 90s Excalibur, followed by the first 4 issues of 1999 Gambit. Woo! We're going to make a name for ourselves. And check out this YouTube video if you want to watch that for a while. Dancing with his Predator cane. Jesse Ventura never saw that.
He hasn't got time to bleed.
God. All right, kids, come back next time. And remember, friends don't let friends wear rubber masks. Good night.